Hello to all you Cinephiles out there. So, like I promised, if you've seen any of the past videos, we were going to hold off the Star Wars Force Awakens review, just so you can all see it.
We did not intend to delay it for this long. We apologize. I apologize for that. I have been very busy, so we have not been able to shoot it sooner than we'd hoped. So, finally, we have it here. Here it is for you. These are our thoughts and feelings on Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
I just want to say basically to the marketing team of Star Wars that you did a hell of a good job keeping Luke out of everything and making us, fans create the hashtag Where's Luke, because you pretty much answered it once the film rolled with the crawl text.
Very first words of the crawl text after the title Star Wars and then the episode said Force Awakens. The very first words you see, Luke Skywalker has vanished. And we're all like, we see.
Damn.
He is not going to be in most of this movie.
Yeah.
And he was not. He was only revealed at the very end, which was fitting. It was emotional. Everyone was on the edge of their seats. And it was good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
I do have to say, for a split second, near the end of the movie, when Kylo Ren and Rey are fighting, spoiler, or actually before Rey got her lightsaber, when Kylo Ren took down Finn and was trying to force grab the lightsaber, and it went past him, for a split second, I thought it was going to be Luke. For a split second.
Me too. I think I'm right with you there. I was like, it's Luke, and then I was like, oh, it's her, and I was like, okay, I see where they're going with this. She's the heroine of the story.
Yeah.
So, which was cool.
Let's just talk about the movie as a whole. What do you think of it as a whole?
It was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Definitely my favorite of 2015.
It has got to be easily, I don't want to say top 5 because there's some really, really good movies out there. I will say it easily made its way into my top 10.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, coming off of the prequel disaster, not really disaster. I mean, there are some people that like it, but I mean, most people are kind of like, oh, they could have done it way better. Yeah, coming off of the prequels, this was really a great nod back to the original trilogy with all the practical effects.
It was, and that's what I don't like about all these people hating on the movie, saying it's too similar to A New Hope and Jedi and even some elements of Empire, and I was like, idiots, that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
We just didn't know it. That's what we wanted. We wanted something that reminded us of the old movies. Yes, there are similar, I'm going to say it. There's a much bigger Death Star in this movie. It can blow up multiple planets at once. And they acknowledge it in the movie. They say, this is just another Death Star. They say, no. This was the Death Star. This is Star Killer Base.
Yeah.
It's a planet. But they're done in similar ways and from the old movies. And that's what J.J. Abrams wanted to do. He admitted that. He said, I made it that way for fans. It was supposed to have nostalgic feel to it, and it was supposed to remind you of something, all those great elements. He brought all those familiar elements into this movie so he could give us something that felt familiar while at the same time giving us something brand new. And he felt that was the best way to introduce us to this new Star Wars saga.
Yeah, I mean, this is no perfect movie by any means, but
no, it
was still a damn good movie.
It was.
So, I mean, I've seen it 4 times, so, and a lot of other people have seen it way more times than I have. So.
I was so happy I went to opening night because just the crowd's reactions to a lot of things was so worth it.
Opening nights for movies are probably one of my favorites.
Oh, yes.
You got crowds, you got the fans there.
Yeah.
That actually love it, and
that was people who were most eager to see it, who bought the tickets for the very first showing. And so the very first showing in our town for the movie, we were there and got to see, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I loved whenever Lucasfilm's logo came up, everyone started clapping, getting excited, and then it faded away and the blue words showed up. A long time ago, galaxy far, far away, and then everyone would just hugged down. And I had to swear, I thought I heard someone say, shh, here it comes. here it comes, and then boom, the title, everything, the music, and people roared, people cheered. There was thunderous applause. It was amazing, and even when the Millennium Falcon is shown in the movie, when we finally get to see it for the first time, people clapped then too. People clapped when they saw Han and Chewie. People clapped when, did people clap when they saw Luke, or was it just silence?
I think it was silence because
everyone was just shocked because we're all like, Luke, is that him? Oh God! Oh,
his robot hand.
Yeah, the robot hand looks really good, and we'll get to that in a second. So, I thought Harrison Ford did a great job at really bringing forth a believable older Han Solo, but who was also the same guy we all knew all those years ago.
Yeah.
So, well done, Harrison Ford. I tip my hat off to you because you did your character justice. You didn't phone it in. You really gave it your all, and I think that's the kind of actor you are. You're not just going to come in for a role and phone it in. You're going to come in and you're going to give your A game, and I thank you for doing that.
So John Boyega's character of Finn was a great change-up because he was the comic relief along with Han. He and Han really fed off the comedic stuff together really well.
They did. They very much did, especially whenever Finn is talking to Phasma when they took her prisoner, and he's all in her face like, I'm in charge, not Phasma, I'm in charge. And Han's like, tone it down, and he's like, oh, sorry. BB-8.
Oh yeah, BB-8.
What are our thoughts on
droid.
BB-8? I'll let you take it away.
I mean, a lot of people thought he was going to be the Jar Jar Binks of this trilogy, and that is simply not the case.
No,
I mean, he's the new favorite droid. I mean, R2-D2's kind of have his money out for him.
Yeah, he is the new. I mean, R2-D2 is in this movie.
Yeah.
But he is like the new version of R2-D2. He's our new one of our new favorite droids, basically. Yeah. I mean, like, okay, I don't know how to say it. He's a new lovable Star Wars character. Yeah. That's what BB-8 is, and they did such a great job with BB-8, and he's kind of like some parts of him. Sometimes he reminds me of Wally, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's also what makes him likable. Is that he's small, he's kind of and
he has a lot of emotion.
He does. He shows a lot of emotion as a robot. And this is weird, but he does.
Yeah.
He does. And it was and the way they showed that emotion was very well done. And you could tell when he was surprised. You could tell when he was, like, oh God, you gotta move. You could tell when he was. You kind of tell when he was happy. You could tell when he was sad. And it was very well done on this droid. Very well done.
Oscar Isaac, the guy who played Poe Dameron, I thought he was a great character. I think that's another one of my gripes. I wish they kind of put him more in. Because he was a very interesting character for what we saw of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he did really well. He was one of a new character that's going to be part of this new trilogy, and he's a very likable one. Rey has a lot to talk about Rey.
There's a lot going on with Rey
because she's force sensitive, which we don't know until later.
She's very force sensitive, and is force sensitive just another way of saying they're very powerful with the force?
No, force sensitive means they can use the force.
Oh, okay. Well, not only that, Rey is very strong with the Force, apparently. And she's untrained. And
supposedly she's untrained.
She is, yeah.
Because, I mean, she can fight with her bow staff that she has.
Yeah, she can fight with a bow staff, but it's another thing to fight with a lightsaber. But then again, she is Force sensitive, so it helped her handle it. However, all those things together... Okay, as a Jedi, she is untrained.
Yeah.
She's not trained in the ways of the Force. But she is so strong with the Force.
Well, she may be trained with the ways of the Force. A little bit.
Like unknowingly?
Yeah, because there's a theory which I kind of really believe and hold on to is that whoever put her on Jakku, which she knows she's a secret. She knows that she's waiting for somebody. And she says it's her family. She knows that she's a classified big secret. Whether it's Luke or somebody else, somebody mind-wiped her because... she gets these memories back. She gets the flashback. In the middle of the movie, she touches Luke's lightsaber when she finds it at Maz Kanata's Katina. She touches the lightsaber and all these flashes come to her of, Flash of the Knights of Ren, which that could be probably a future thing or a past thing. We don't know yet. We see her as a little kid getting dropped off on Jakku. We still don't know who dropped her off. We see the hallway of Cloud City where Darth Vader and Luke first fought.
Yeah.
So that's our first clue that she's Force sensitive. She was possibly trained by Luke. She got her mind wiped because she's now starting to remember. Because even when she gets caught by Kylo Ren's trying to, get the map that they're trying to find, the map of Luke to Luke Skywalker. He's trying to get it out of her head because she's seen it. Well, he's unsuccessful because she fights back with her Force power, and she's really strong with it. And then even when she's captured, there's a stormtrooper nearby, and she uses the whole Jedi mind trick of like, you will release the strains and leave with the door open and stuff like that. So she has been trained somewhat, maybe not to the full Jedi Master way, but she has been trained a little bit and has forgotten it.
I'm gonna have to read more into that theory because as of right now, it's interesting, but I'm not quite on board with that.
Why?
I believe she's strong with the Force. She's Force sensitive, and I don't really think.
But how would she have known to be like, oh, I need to say, you will release these strains and leave the door open?
That is a good question.
So she has had to been trained. I'm not saying it's like she's been trained to the T, but she is
like what?
trained.
Like that idea came back to her. She goes, "Oh wait, I can Jedi mind trick somebody."
Yeah. Just like the flashbacks.
I don't know. I don't know if what we saw when she touched the lightsabers were flashbacks. What she saw was probably visions. I thought
visions. They are Force visions, but
yeah,
they are flashbacks.
That one to Jakku, that was a flashback. I don't know
Not all of them are flashbacks, but
okay, yeah. I thought that's what you were saying.
Unless we go back to Cloud City in the next two movies.
All I know is that she, as far as the movie told us, was untrained in the ways of the Force. She's very strong with the. She's not only Force sensitive, but she's very strong with the Force. That's what Kylo Ren told Snoke, and apparently she was so strong, is that and when she called out to the Force, she defeated Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Kicked his ass is more the proper term. You go, girl.
Yeah.
You laid his ass out.
Basically, Daisy Ridley is a total newcomer, and she knocked it out of the park with this role. I mean, for being a newcomer and having Star Wars being your first ever big movie, and coming back, like I said, from off the prequel garbage, she probably felt a lot of stress and weight on her, but that didn't faze her because she did a hell of a good job, and she's one of my favorite characters of this new trilogy so far. So, props out to you, Daisy Ridley.
I actually have 3 gripes. I just realized. So, first off, Supreme Leader Snoke. My gripe about him, I'm not saying I don't like what was presented. I would have just preferred something different, more mysterious. I wish they hadn't really shown his face and what he looks like. Yeah, okay, I'm not even going to get into the thing about the big hologram thing because I don't really care about that. I was like, oh, cool, it's big. And then when it's a hologram, I was like, okay, well, that's the same as Empire because, the same thing when Darth talked to Sidious. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. And it's just, the way... I'm not saying I don't have a problem with the way he looks. He looks sinister, but I would have preferred if he had been shrouded in darkness, or I don't know. I don't think they should have shown his whole face. I don't know. They came right out and said his name, Supreme Leader Snoke. I mean, did they have to give us the bad guy's name so early on? I guess I don't. I trust J.J. Abrams with this series, but I would have preferred to keep him more in the dark than, because now everyone's wondering who he really is, and it's like, I don't know. I think we shouldn't know who he is at all, because we know he's Supreme Leader Snoke. We should just know that Kylo Ren has a master and that he's shrouded in the darkness or something. And I don't know. I would have just
know who he is though.
What?
Do we? So do we really know who he is though?
People think they know who he is, but.
There's a lot of theories.
There's a lot of theories. Darth Plagueis the Wise. What's
Darth Bane.
One? Darth Bane. Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
That's a stupid thing. Anyways,
Old Master.
Yeah. Well, back to my to put it simply, I just wish he'd have been more mysterious and kept in the dark more. Second gripe, Captain Phasma.
Yeah,
This was a character that was shown a few times in the trailers, just a couple times, and I found and I heard about this character, and I found them to be very interesting. I found her to be very interesting. I did not know she was a she for a while until I finally watched the movie, or unless you told me before, I don't remember. But anyways, I was looking forward to this being a bigger character, and she really wasn't. And if she is in the other films, I hope she has a bigger role, because I don't know. I thought she was a good character, and I'm kind of disappointed they didn't build on her character more. I mean, like, she comes off as this badass captain, but like I didn't really get to see her do anything. So that's another gripe. I just wish she'd had a bigger role in the movie.
She is very the Boba Fett of this trilogy.
She seems like it, yeah. Especially with the side cape and the blaster, always holding a blaster like Boba did. Well, third gripe. Bear with me.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren. I'm not saying I don't like his character. I like his character just fine. I liked what they went. I like the route they went with it.
Mm-hmm.
I like all of that. I understand what they did, and I agree, and I like it. However, I liked the idea of his character more before I saw the movie. I liked how he came off before he revealed his face. I liked how he was mysterious, dark, and dangerous. Like, he was almost scary in my mind. Like, I was like, oh, this guy's bad. This must be a bad motherfucker. Like, whenever I saw the first trailer,
mm-hmm.
and you hear that guy's voice, the dark side, he just with the snow. Yeah, snow. And he just brings out a saber. I'm like, oh, this is one bad mofo, right? Yeah, that's the feeling I got.
Okay.
And I understood he was going to be unmasked because in the end of the third trailer, you see him swing a fin and you can see hair and everything. So I'm like, okay, so he gets unmasked at one point. But I didn't think he was going to look like the way he looked like. I was picturing something else.
You hadn't seen pictures of Adam Driver in the
No, I had not. That was whenever he unmasked himself, that's the first time I saw the face
of him.
of
You
the
should have saw it,
mask.
so you wouldn't have been so disappointed.
Well, I'm just saying, I simply liked the idea of Kylo Ren before I got to see who he really was. Now, I liked who he really was. I understood all of that. By the way, we're just going to go ahead and say it. He's Han Solo's son.
Yeah.
So, Han and Leia's son. Kylo, or Ben, as his real name is, he is going through some conflictions in this movie. He's starting to feel a pull towards the good side of the Force, or the light side.
And the fact that why he's doing that, why he's feeling that, is because he got seduced by Snoke.
Yes.
While he was training with Luke.
Yep.
And he's the one that turned on Luke and probably killed the rest of the Padawans that.
That's my theory about that vision we saw. I don't know if that like you said, that could possibly be a flash forward. That could be like a peek in the future.
Flash forward.
I think it's a peek into the past. I think whoever it was he killed, I think that was an apprentice of Luke's. And I think what he did was that when he was seduced by Kylo Ren, all the rest of the Knights of Ren are Luke's Padawans, the ones he turned over to him, and they just killed the rest of Luke's students who wouldn't join them. And I think that's what happened, and Luke was just so devastated by it. Maybe Luke fought them, maybe he didn't, and if he fought and won, maybe he just couldn't bring himself to kill them, and he just decided he was just so ashamed of what happened, he just left.
Yeah.
And because Luke just felt like he failed hardcore with all that, which is why he is left to live in solitude.
Part of Kylo Ren's conflict is that, he according to him, he's killed Ben Solo in him, just like what you're supposed to do with the dark side. You're supposed to kill yourself, the good side of yourself, to him. But he still has one more thing to do in order to complete his training.
Yeah.
And that's Snoke tells him you're gonna have to kill your father. And he does.
He kills Han Solo.
That's
he doesn't. It's not to complete his training. It was to complete his turn to the dark side.
Yeah.
Because Snoke said, "All right, he's ready to complete his training."
Yeah.
They fully established him as the villain, and there's no way he's turning back to the good side after this thing. Fans are going to want him dead by the end of this trilogy.
Yep. one thing I will say about Kylo Ren is that he is the Anakin that we were supposed to get back in the prequels.
I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. That's...
I'll leave that there.
Boom, Lucas!
So, favorite part, as we're ending this.
You go ahead.
I have to say my favorite part is a lot of the lightsaber fights. With Finn and the traitor stormtrooper, what people are calling TR-8R. That was pretty good. And then, of course, the Kylo Ren Rey lightsaber fight. That was really good.
I liked the beginning of Finn's and Kylo's lightsaber fight because, I like, you could just feel the emotion. Kylo was like, and Finn's like, you're dead. I was like, get him, Finn! It was so good, and I just loved because of the emotion. And Finn put up a pretty good fight for not being Force sensitive or anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, Finn, you got your ass kicked, but you stuck in there for a minute. My favorite part of the movie, Luke Skywalker. Once Rey at the end of the movie they find out where Luke is, and he's right, and she gets right there. You see a man in a clouded in a cloak, and you're thinking, it's him. It's him. He turns. Oh my God, it was beautiful. Yeah. Mark Hamill looked so good as a seasoned old Luke Skywalker, a hermit Luke Skywalker. Someone who hasn't been to society in years. He looks like a very experienced, old, damaged Jedi master.
Yeah.
And he didn't even say a word. All we did was see pain in his eyes because I think he felt Han's passing in the Force. And Rey holding his lightsaber out to him, and that's the end of the movie. Best part of the movie.
Great ending.
It's a great ending. So, that's our thought on Star Wars: The Force Awakens. It was an amazing movie. I really love, and I cannot wait to see episodes 8 and 9.
Yeah. But until then, Rogue One will have to do.
Yeah.
For this year. But if you tell us what you thought about it in the comments, make sure you go see it. And if you've already seen it, go ahead and see it again. Or you can tell us your favorite part in the comments also. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And until next time,
may the Force be with you.
And we're out.
Sorry. The voices. I'm kidding. That's not what they really said.
This is the deal.
He's so awesome.
You go somewhere very bad.
Whoa!
Do something that'll get killed. So save the world.